Hi everybody, Andrew Rice here. I got into an interesting discussion the other day with a few other teaching professionals regarding the effect that the golf ball has on the club face at impact. Let's keep in mind impact lasts for right around 1/2000th of a second, so it's something that occurs very quickly, but due to the force exerted into the ball and into the club from the ball, we do have quite a bit of deflection of the club face, certainly on off-center hits. We know that when we hit the ball inside the sweet spot, that'll tend to close the face. Hit the ball out towards the toe, outside the sweet spot, that'll tend to open the face. But what happens in the vertical scale? How does the golf ball essentially affect the club head? Looking at it in an up and down version. The red line there on this particular shot, and here I've got just a pitch shot, a golf professional hitting a pitch shot. This shot was a little bit thin, but not thin to the point where he would have sent the golf ball low and zinging over the back of the green. Slightly low on the face, the ball still got up in the air, still had some checks, still went the right distance, but didn't quite feel right. I filmed this at 1200 frames per second. And let's trace the leading edge coming down into the golf ball. Essentially, the red line is going to indicate the angle of attack, the arc of the leading edge coming into the golf ball. We can tell from that picture this shot was thin, no doubt about it. But the interesting part starts to occur here, where if we trace the leading edge from here on out, and I'll give it a different color, not exact, but certainly giving us an idea. We can tell that as we go from red to yellow, there's a change in the arc of that leading edge coming into the golf ball. And there's no doubt about it here that the ball has deflected the club head down, has deflected, bumped that club head down into the ground. Quite interesting. So what we can learn from this is that the majority of iron and wedge shots, certainly this was thin, but I do think most shots are hit towards the lower part of the face of an iron, which would lead me to believe that the majority of iron shots have vertical gear effect. When that's hit low on the face, that's going to add spin. It's going to tend to tilt the face into more of a de-lofted position right at impact, which is right there. But it's also going to deflect the club head down. It does stand to reason if you think that the club head itself is going to make the ball A go forward and B go up. And the golf ball in turn is going to exert a force on the club head that'll make the club head go backwards and down. And what we see here illustrated by the red to yellow line is how the golf ball has actually pressed this club head down into the ground. So for what that's worth, the golf ball is aiding in the creation of divot. It's pushing the club down into the ground, as we see from this video. And I think it's quite interesting to contemplate on, certainly on off-center hits, be they heel, toe, low on the face or high on the face. Low on the face, as we're looking here, what effect is that going to have not only on the irons but the driver and so on and so forth. I think very interesting, and hopefully we can all learn something from this.